This is number 59, in our Chapter 5 review, where we're asked to solve the equation, and we can see that we have a radical equation once again. To solve a radical equation, the first thing we want to do is get our radical alone on one side of the equal sign. We already have it alone. So once we have it alone, we eliminate that radical by squaring both sides. And that will give us x squared plus 3x minus 6 on the left side of the equal sign is equal to x squared. Clearly, this is a quadratic equation because we see that the highest degree on our variable x is 2. So whenever we solve a quadratic equation, we want to get it equal to 0. So we'll need to subtract x squared from both sides. Well, nicely, that cancels out the x squareds, and we're left with just 3x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now we want to solve for x. This is just a linear equation. So we'll add 6 to both sides of our equal sign, and we'll have 3x is equal to 6. And then since the 3 is being multiplied by the x, we undo that multiplication by dividing. And when we do so, we'll have x is equal to 2. But as always, we need to make sure in a radical equation that when we go back to the original equation and substitute 2 in for x, it works. So if I do so in this case, I'll have the square root of x squared, which would be 2 squared, plus 3 times x, which would be 3 times 2, minus 6. And that has to equal x, which in our case is 2. Well, if I simplify what's under the radical, 2 squared is 4, 3 times 2 is 6, 4 plus 6 is 10, and 10 minus 6 is 4. We have square root of 4 is equal to 2. And that is absolutely true. So 2 works, and therefore 2 is our solution.